Hi, this demonstration video is to help you with activity dynamic equilibrium. Basically, this will simulate you actually doing the activity. I will do it for you. You can take the measurements, record all the data, and then answer the questions. Now, what we have here is going to be a model that simulates the situation known as dynamic equilibrium. And it basically involves two large 1,000 milliliter beakers. One of them starts off with 650 milliliters of water, and the other one is completely empty. Now, we are going to use two smaller beakers. One is 100, the other one is 50. And basically, we're going to do this in a number of cycles, okay? A grand total of 19 cycles. And you are going to then record after each cycle how much volume is in each beaker to the nearest 25 milliliters. All right, so kind of guesstimate. If it's in between, I could use a little bit more water. I want to make sure we get that up to 650. There we go. All right, so that starts off at 650, and if it's in between two lines, so A is 650 and B is empty, okay? And then after each one, then we will measure the volumes again, okay? So initial volumes you now have, and the first cycle, I'm going to, and the rule is, I cannot tip these at all. I can only keep these flat when I transfer them. So for the first cycle, this is going to be our initial settings. For the first cycle, I fill up the 100 milliliter beaker all the way, as much as you can, keeping it level. And then I pour it into beaker B. And then I do the opposite with the 50 milliliter beaker, filling that up as far as I can. Notice that it's not filled up all the way, but as far as I can, and then put that back. That represents cycle 1. Please record the data for under cycle 1. Next, I will do cycle 2. I fill up beaker, the 100 milliliter beaker from beaker A, pour it into B. And I do the 50 milliliter beaker. Again, notice it's not filled up all the way, but as much as I can. That's cycle 2.
Could you show the 100 milliliter at the end of cycle 1 or cycle 3?
So now with cycle 3, notice that the 100 milliliter beaker is all the way filled up. And then I fill up the 50 milliliter beaker from B to A. Notice there's more in there now. And I pour that back into A. This is at the end of cycle 3. Now I do it again. This is cycle 4. So record data for cycle 4. That's the data for cycle 5. As much as I can. Notice I'm not being able to fill it up all the way anymore. And then from B back to 8. Okay, that's cycle 6. And that's cycle 7.
Please adjust the beaker A. There we are.
That's cycle 8. That's cycle 9. That's cycle 10. The 11th cycle. Twelfth cycle. Thirteenth cycle. Fourteenth cycle. Fifteenth cycle. Sixteenth cycle. Seventeenth cycle. Eighteenth cycle. And the last one. 19th cycle. So please go ahead and make sure you have the data calculated, so the data recorded, and then you should be able to answer the rest of the analysis questions. Thank you very much and good luck.